Hi, this is Tara and this is my 25-minute Pilates butt workout. We all want to have a nice firm round butt. However, this Pilates workout is not just about aesthetics, it's about taking care of yourself and giving you strong glutes. You have 3 glute muscles. They are your glute max, your glute minimus and your glute medius. They work as a team and they are essential for helping your posture, helping your balance, and giving you power and strength in everyday movements such as sitting, walking, going up the stairs. Without strong glutes, we really can't have a healthy body. You might even suffer from back pain or, unable to do certain tasks well and efficiently. So this workout is not just about looking good, it's about feeling good and taking care of yourself. Okay, so let's get started and have a really good workout today. Starting with your feet hip distance apart, broaden your collarbones and lift through the crown of your head. Navel in towards your spine and lengthen your tailbone. Let your breath flow. Start by taking your hips back, swinging the arms behind you, and then driving through the glutes and rising up onto your toes. Again, sitting back into that squat, coming up high onto your toes and lifting the arms up towards the ceiling. As you sit back, keep the shoulders open and the abs pulled in. As you'll see here, your glutes are vital for your balance. The stronger you contract them, the more control you will have in your movements. This is such an amazing full body exercise, working your legs, your arms, your glutes and your abs. This will be your last one, so finish by balancing up onto your toes, contract your glutes, keep your abdominals really strong here, and then taking the heels down, hands on your hips. Brushing your right leg forward and backwards along the mat. Every time the leg comes to the back, squeeze into your glutes. Every time you bring the leg forward, keep the abdominals really strong and lift up as high as you can in both directions without working into your lower back. And this will be your last one, and keep the leg to the back, contract the glutes, leaning forward and reach your arms straight ahead of you. Lift and tap your foot down. So here you're totally squeezing, engaging into that right glute to lift the leg straight up behind you. Hold and pulse. Keep contracting through the right glute max. Shoulders are down, reaching the arms forward, standing leg bent. And this will be your last one, taking the foot down and sliding the foot all the way through, starting to draw circles from the knee. You will feel your thigh and glute muscles in action here to make that circle as big as you can. Change the direction. Also noticing the work on the muscles on the standing leg, making this the last one. Keeping your feet hip distance apart, lift your right leg up to the side. Take it as high as you can without losing the control of your hips or your balance. On the next one, hold it up and pulse. Be sure to keep your spine straight and avoid leaning over to the side to compensate with your balance. Notice the collarbones are broad. Last 2 and 1. Bring the feet back together and stand at the edge of your mat. Lift the arms up in the air and then folding all the way down. So roll down and walking your hands into a plank. So glutes are really active here, in and out of thighs, abs in, shoulders are strong. As you lift up here, opposite leg. So your glutes are contracting there to lift up your legs alternately. Keep the abdominals strong. Oh, here comes my cat attacking me. As always, he's super jealous of my workouts. And moving here through the last 4, 3, 2, 1. Well done. Good job. Take the knees down. So bending the right knee, point the toes up towards the ceiling, and contract into your glutes to drive up the toes as if you were poking a hole up into the ceiling. 2 more at that speed, and then let's go a little bit faster here. Then last 4, 3, 2, 1, and then moving through a heel and a toe, heel and a toe. Feeling as if you're stamping on the ceiling. Flex the foot, keep it flexed now. Pushing up. Making this the last 2, and then reaching the right foot as far forward as you can, and then on the diagonal. Keeping the upper body as still as you can while you do this movement. The muscles in your left thigh and glute are also working really hard to stabilize this movement. Keep the shoulders down away from your ears, the neck long and abdominals pulled in. Making these the best you can, using your full range of movement, keeping the body strong and stable. And this will be your last one. Bring the knee down, back to your tabletop position. Slide the right leg back and squeeze into your buttocks to lift the leg up and circle the leg around. Now your circle is about the size of a small side plate. So the idea here is that you circle while keeping the hips really still. Change the direction of that circle. Imagine your toes are touching the wall behind you. Last one. And taking the knee back down, hook the toes under, pressing up into your pike. Lift your right leg up to the ceiling, keeping the hips square. Start to contract your glutes to lift up the leg. Keep reaching, keep lifting. Feel that stretch and strength and pulse for 4, 3, 2, 1. Well done. Bend the left leg and then shoot the right leg up towards the ceiling. Using the power of your right glutes to drive that right leg up. At the same time, the power of that plie is giving you the energy to lift up higher. Last one, and then taking the leg all the way back down. Walk your hands back towards your feet. Bend your knees and rolling all the way up to standing. That was really, really excellent work. Let's do everything now on the other side. Are you ready? So starting with that comfortable standing position, feet hip distance apart, taking your hips back and then contracting through the glutes, rising up onto your toes. Swing your arms behind you and rise up onto your toes. Keep the abdominals pulled in and your collarbones wide. Notice that the more you contract your glutes, the stronger your glutes are and you hold your balance better. Keep the knees tracking over your ankles. The thighs are strong and engaged. This will be your last one, and hold the balance. Hold it and releasing the heels back down to the mat. Hands on your hips, taking the left leg forward and back. So brushing the toes along the floor. Contract the glutes as you take the leg behind. Lift up through the quads as you take the leg in front. Lift up as high as you can without losing your balance. This will be your last one, holding the leg behind you, leaning forward, stretch your arms and lift up and then tap the floor. Keeping that back leg long and strong and straight. Contract the glutes and hold the leg up on the next one to pulse. So keep pressing, reaching back with those toes as if you want to touch the wall behind you. soft bend on the standing leg. Last 2, 1, and taking the leg all the way back down. Lift up the knee and draw a circle from front to back. Feeling the work on the outside of your thighs and in your glutes medius. Keeping the balance strong and then changing direction. Keeping the hips the same level and facing forwards. This is your last one. Place the foot down and then lift up the left leg to the side. So slow lift here, taking your time just to feel the balance and stability on that supporting leg. The next one, hold it up and begin to pulse. Feel the collarbones wide. The spine is long, straight and strong. Hands stay on the hips. And then bringing your feet back together. Rolling all the way down. Walking the hands across the mat. And coming into your plank. Abs strong, glutes strong. Start to lift up your legs alternately. Being mindful that the hips stay as still as you can. Stretch the toes. Space from your shoulders to your ears. Find that strong hold. And moving through your last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Taking the knees down and coming into that all fours position. Taking the left leg up, pointing the toes up towards the ceiling, and press. Starting with a slow pulse. That's it, good. Keeping the shoulders away from the ears. Start to take that pulse a bit quicker now. Keeping the abs engaged, and then moving through the heel and the toe. Heel and the toe. Making sure there's a difference there. Driving up as if you're stamping on the ceiling, and then just keep the heel now, just the heel. Keep pressing, keep reaching, keeping the knee in line with the hip, and taking then the foot across as far forward as you can, and then back on the diagonal. Remember here to keep the upper body as still as you possibly can. Keep your neck long. And your spine is like a tabletop. It's very still. Imagine if you would have a glass of water balanced on your back. There'd be no ripples in that water. You're moving so smoothly. These are your last 2, so make them the best. And then extend that left leg out, so reaching the toes back, keep the legs straight. Hold the foot up in line with the hip and start with those circles. About the size of a side plate. You're controlling the movement from the glutes and the hips. Change the direction, and you can see you're really calm with the rest of the body totally still and solid and stable there. Take the knee down, hook the toes under, and lift up your sit bones up into the air so you come into your pike. The left leg goes up and start to contract into your glutes to pulse and press up the leg. At the same time, you're maintaining that really strong triangle shape of the pike. The shoulders are down, the back is strong, the abs are in. Last 1 and 2, bending the right leg and shooting the left leg up into the air, keeping the hips the same level. You're using all the power here of your glutes to drive the leg up as if you want to touch the ceiling with your left toes. Make the movement as big and as powerful as you can. Now moving through the last one, take the foot down, stretching through the backs of the legs, and then taking the weight forwards into your plank. Remember, your glutes are always active in your plank. Make sure you're contracting them. Keeping the elbows tight to the body, lower yourself down so you're lying prone on your mat. Stretch out your arms and your legs, and then contract your glutes as hard as you can to lift the legs off the mat. At the same time, lift the chest off the mat. Lift up and then release. Keep the abdominals pulled in to protect your lower back. Shoulders are down away from your ears, and you're reaching both the arms and the feet as far as you can, as if someone is pulling you from both sides. This is your last one. Make it the best, and then hold it up and start swimming both the arms and the legs. So the glutes are contracted really hard here. The belly button is in, keeping the shoulders away from the ears. Stretch, reach, kick. And once again, being attacked by Joey, who does not want to leave me alone. Coming over into your side plank, so have the forearm down on the mat, collarbones broad, lift up through the obliques, and your hips are stacked in line on top of each other. Here I'm lifting up the left leg with the right leg underneath me. It's very painful, this cat biting me. I'm going to have to move him out of the way, naughty cat. Okay, so pressing back up, lifting that top leg. You're going to feel this especially through the outside of your thigh and your glute medius. Be sure to keep on lifting, that you don't start sagging with the upper body. Now pulse that top leg. We're going for many repetitions here so you can really feel the burn and the fatigue in the thigh and glute muscles. Now moving with a heel and a toe. So flex the foot and then point the toes. Making sure the hips stay stable the whole time and nothing is moving in the upper body. Now just keeping your heel, keep pressing. It doesn't have to be a big movement, it's actually quite a tiny movement. Really controlled, very smooth. And then bend, extend, and shoot your leg up into the air. So you see I have a small bend here. I'm pressing through the heel as if I'm stamping on something. You should be starting to feel a little fatigue now in the outside of your thigh and glutes. Keep reaching that, pressing that leg. Do the best you can. We're moving through the last 4 now, so you can do it. Here we go. And make this the last. Point the toes and bring the knee in front of you so it comes exactly in line with your hip. Remember to stay open in your shoulders and with that lift in your obliques. Hips stay level and stable. On the next one, bring the knee in front and hold and pulse. Remember to use your breath, it really will help with these movements when we get tired. Now, turn the knee down towards the floor for an internal rotation and then shoot the leg up towards the ceiling. This will be our last exercise in this position on this leg. I know that it's really burning, just keep going, we're almost done, almost there, you're doing so well. Last 3, 2, and 1. Excellent work. Let's change over now, change our position to a side plank. So lifting up, you can keep the bottom knee down, stretch your arm up towards the ceiling, and then press that top left leg. So not only are you working your glutes and thighs here, but you're also getting a really strong workout for your arm and your obliques. Let's switch over sides. Okay, so exactly the same setup on the right side. Hips stacked on top of each other, supporting with your forearm, lifting through the obliques, and now pulse that leg. Many repetitions here, keeping the movement smooth and clear. Now moving with the heel and the toe, so flexing and then pointing, really pushing through the heel and stretching the toes as much as you can. Now keeping the heel, just the heel, keep pressing through that foot Okay, so we've got the last few coming up here for 4, 3, 2, 1, and then bending the knee and then pushing up. So bend, extend, and press that leg up into the air. Again, imagine that you're stamping on something, so the foot is really flexed and pushing away from the body. Keep the upper body as stable as you can. Now, taking the knee in front, so the knee comes exactly in line with the hip. Really nice. Doing all this without moving anything in the upper body. Now hold it forward and pulse. Just let it hang there in the air. Think about all the muscles you're using to sustain this. And then turning the knee down to the floor and then pressing the toes up. Really good work here. That internal rotation and then stretch the leg. This is the last burn. And then moving now for your last one. Yes, amazing, well done. Coming up straight away into your side plank. Lifting up that right leg and the right arm. Supporting yourself with the left. Last 4, 3, 2, 1, and coming out of the side plank and moving onto your back for the last set of exercises. So these will be our bridge exercises. So contracting your glutes and press them up so they're in line with the shoulders. Then release and then contract. So you're pushing the hips upwards towards the ceiling. Feet are hip distance apart here. Hands by your sides, and increase the speed of those pulses. Also notice the work in the hamstrings here. Now take your right leg up into the air and squeeze through the left glutes. So you're going to feel more work in the left side as you drive up through that contraction to push the right foot up in the air. Make sure the hips stay the same level. Taking the leg down and then going back to those slow releases and squeezes, pushing the hips up towards the ceiling. And then increasing the speed, so pulsing, really contracting as much as you can. Moving through now the last 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then taking the left leg up into the air and then working on that right side to press the left leg up, keeping your hips same level. Abs are strong. Make sure that you're not holding on with your hands. So all the work here is in the lower half. Take the foot down. Now heel toe your feet, so your feet come to the outside of your mat, and we're doing our bridges in our wide-legged position here. So same with those contractions and releases. You really should be feeling a burn now. We're almost at the end. Now bring the feet together, knees together, thighs together, everything squeezing. Keep pressing up. This will be your last exercise. Go for it. Do the best you can. Preparing here for the last 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold and then releasing your hips back down to the mat. Amazing. Well done. You have finished your workout for today. Let's go into some stretches. So bringing your right foot over the left for a figure of 4 stretch. This is really, really good for the glutes to release. Keep both the foot flexed in this position and relax your head and shoulders down. Change over to the other side. Reach the hands through the gap and release. Make sure you do your stretches properly. They are so important to make sure that you don't get injuries and tight muscles and discomfort in your body. Release your legs and then hands on the backs of the thighs as you roll up and coming over onto all fours. press back into your child's pose. So a really amazing stretch for your lower back. Slide the hands down the sides, interlace the fingers and press up so you're also at the same time stretching into your shoulders. Bring your hands back so you can come onto all fours and then hooking your toes under and lift up into your pike. So lengthen through the backs of the legs and then slowly walking your hands back. Really noticing the lengthening in the hamstrings. Bring your chest closer towards the thighs and then bend the knees as you roll slowly up to standing. Your head is coming last. Inhale, lift the arms over your head. Exhale, take the hands back down the sides of the body. And there you go. What an amazing workout. Thank you so much for joining me.